everybody. My name's Candace, and I am super excited that you guys have decided to tune in today. We will be talking about your website, but more specifically, how to set up your website so that it increases conversions. Now, I do want to give you guys some time to, settle in, get your notebook, get your pen ready, because we are going to be firing some tips at you today. But I also want you to settle in with your lunch. This is the 11:30 hour in Arizona, so take some time. We got this beautiful timer that's going on, and in 44 seconds, we are going to be coming at you rapid fire. So
love the timer, though. Love the timer. It's exciting.
I know, right? 30 seconds. This is your first live too, Patrick. So
it is. I'm excited. Got some good stuff. Do we have some music? Can we play some music?
What kind of music are you looking for? Like some smooth jazz, some pop?
Jazz is good.
I know. I love a little smooth jazz.
All
we
right.
used to have a station in Arizona. I don't know if there's any Arizonans out there, but it was like 95.5 cool jazz.
All right.
And it just plays in my head.
Okay, so we don't. No, that's fine. Time is up anyways.
All right. So we got 3 seconds left. We got to give them all their time, okay? All righty, folks. Well, thanks for tuning in. Today, we are talking about, like I said, how to create a website that increases the conversions. We're going to identify the problem that we see from a lot of business owners, and then we are going to give you the opportunity to implement new strategies and do things a little differently so that you can increase those sales, clicks, calls, or whatever you're looking for. And then the third thing we're going to be talking about is giving you some tips so that you can implement these things today. But I don't want to gum up the works just a bit too much. I know
we got an agenda. I think that's like, holy cow, an agenda. That's so formal. But
yes,
yeah, I'm sorry.
That's me.
Go ahead.
No, what are the problems that you think a lot of people are facing?
When it comes to websites, there's a ton of problems. So, but if it, at the end of the day, it boils down to basically 3 problems, right? So 3 problems we see all the time when we talk to clients, when I talk to friends, other local business owners, when it comes to their website. First, I have one, right? That's not really a problem, but I have one. Problem number 1 I see is most people think that a good website needs to be really expensive. Like you gotta pay like 20 grand or something like that for a website. That's not really true at all, especially not in 2021. Second big problem I see is really they know somebody who has some design skills, maybe a cousin or so, and they ask this person to help build that website or update that website and change button colors and all the shenanigans around that. That's not good. You want to have your website professionally designed and have an expert that knows which element to put where. And the third problem that I see is really a lot of people think that their website needs to look pretty. If it looks pretty, then customers will come automatically. And we see over and over again that is not 100% true, because a pretty looking website doesn't mean that it's converting well. And this is what we're going to talk about today, right?
Yes, you want to really think of your website like a treasure map, and you are leading your visitors to that buried treasure, whatever it may be. But let's be crystal clear. At the end of this live, we want you to be implementing things that get you more calls, more clicks, more conversions, more appointments, or whatever you want to call them. But Patrick, what would be your first tip for those people who are tuning in?
It's exactly what you just said. And you're really smart, because you know the key points already. You want to be really clear what the purpose of that page is. So some people call it a page, some call it a website, some people call it a funnel, I don't know, there's tons of phrases out there for like a simple page, if you will. So if we talk about websites, that's like the whole shebang of, I have an online store, I have an offline store, a physical location, and I want to translate that into the digital world. Then we talk about websites. But your website is in most cases not making you any money, not generating any business. This is where landing pages and funnels come in. And the tips I want to give you guys today is really all about these specific pages. So a dedicated page with a dedicated purpose brings me back to your question, Candace. You really want to be clear what the purpose of that page is. Do you want to capture a lead? That's one. Do you want to have somebody to call you? Is there somebody you want to capture, like a name and an email, a phone number, or anything through a form field, for example? Or do you want to sell anything on that page? You really want to be very, very clear what's the primary reason of that particular page, and you want to optimize for that. Does that make sense?
Yes. So what I'm hearing you say is when you do have a landing page, you just want one and one thing only. Don't go crazy with all the different types of services that you have. Keep it simple and keep it clear. Is that about right?
100% spot on. It's exactly what we're looking for. But think about if you, let's just say if you run advertisements, if you're fortunate enough, you have a budget that allows you to run paid ads on Facebook, on Google, or wherever. Think about that. The purpose of that ad is really just to get the click, to get people to click on it so you can send them to a landing page or any kind of page. And the purpose of that page really is to fulfill what you promised on the ad. It's as simple as that. So being very focused and very clear on what the purpose of that page is brings you more business. That's almost guaranteed. And by the way, there's a couple of things, technical stuff, where we can help you with. I don't want to make this like a sales pitch or something, but a good example of a landing page that is designed to capture a lead is what's it called? BizIQ.design. Is that right?
Yeah. We'll drop it in the comments down here below as well.
That's great. BizIQ.design. The purpose of this page is purely providing value, showing if there is anything that the person who comes from an ad has an interest in, and then to capture the lead.
Yep, and I am adding it here now. But Patrick, you sound super knowledgeable. Like you just know a whole bunch about a lot of different things. But how did you gain this knowledge? What do you do here at BizIQ? How do you know all this? Give us what you know.
There's a secret. Do you want me to tell you a secret? I'm old. I read a lot. I did a lot. I'm doing this. Oh my goodness. I'm going to make this about me. But if you would ask me, hey, what is it that you do? And I would give you an answer that says something like, hey, Candace, well, what I do is quite simple. I help local business owners become millionaires. How would that sound?
I like that.
But it sounds sleazy. It sounds like, that guy is not the real deal. That's not. So I'm not doing that, although it's true, but I'm not presenting myself like that. The way I would describe it is more like, hey, all small business owners, especially local business owners, have a hard time getting customers into the door. And I work with those folks who are struggling and having a hard time to grow their business, do just that. Faster and easier as they can imagine.
Yes, I love that one a bit more too. You're right. But let's dive into our next topic here. We don't want to take up too much time. Patrick, what is the next subsequent step business owners should be considering after they make sure that they are having their purpose outlined on the landing page?
It's an opportunity, right? So if you nail tip number one, if you're very clear on what the purpose of that page is, then there's a new opportunity that opens up, and that's an opportunity for you to grow your business, to either capture the lead, and let's just run with the example of capturing a lead for this live. If you are clear on what the purpose is that you're trying to accomplish on step one, then step two enables you to have a very simple design page that helps you capture that lead and move you forward to the next step as well. So think about going back to the ad example, for example. A person runs an ad. A person clicks on that ad. They land on a landing page that is designed to capture that lead. You have some good messaging, some good copy on that page. What do you think? Chances are that this person is actually going to sign up on that page, right? It's pretty high. Right? If you're doing a good job, it's high. And that's the opportunity you have. So all of a sudden, you generated a lead. You have an opportunity to start a conversation with somebody, which is basically the next step in your marketing process. And that's basically my tip number two. Be very clear on number one. Find help for somebody who knows what he or she is doing, and let them design that page for you. Don't go to your cousin. Don't do that. Your cousin's great, but don't not for design.
right. There's some things that we can trust our cousin to, like, I don't know, our hair and makeup on prom night. But
There
maybe
you go.
creating your website is not their specialty. You want to go with somebody professional, and you want to go with
And
somebody that's going to guarantee results.
100%. And hey, no offense, right? So there's plenty of online courses and stuff out there, software that makes it seemingly easy to do these kind of things. And I'm not saying that you can or cannot do that. I think if I would task my mom to build a website, I think she would probably do that. But that's more like the example I gave you with the cousin. She's doing something. It doesn't need to look pretty, and she's fine with that. She actually won't, but yes, you can do that. You can build that on your own. But the chances are that you're going to have a success with it are pretty slim. You're wasting a lot of time. You're learning a lot of things. If you want to learn, that's fine. But I think most small business, most local business owners, they want to have an immediate return, and they know the value of their time. Because I would love to spend time with my family as much as I can without, studying and doing all this extra work that may or may not turn out well. So
yes.
Tip in this case is really, hey, I don't want to interrupt you, Candice, but that's fine, right?
No, keep going. Okay. If you're on a roll, be on a roll.
A tip would really be very clear. Either you're going to spend a lot of time, money, resources on it, learning it on your own, and then you can do that. But is that really the best use of your time? Is what I'm asking. If not, if you need help with that, or you think you need help and you just want to explore it, go to that biziq.design page, fill out that little form, and an expert on the other side will be in touch with you. No charge, not whatsoever. If they're going to charge you something, get back to me, because I'm going to take care of that.
Mm-hmm. And let's jump into our final. Oh, actually, we got a quick little recap. Let's talk about the things that we have talked about today. So the first tip that Patrick gave us today was all about purpose. And you see me looking down because I took some notes. I made sure that I was listening. But we talked about the purpose and making sure that your landing page does have one single purpose and it's about one topic. The second tip that he gave us was all about framework and making sure it's set up in a way that really is appeasing to the eye and, has a little bit of the professional touch to it. But before we take off, give us one final tip, Patrick.
Yeah, I want to add on something to the framework. And it basically goes hand in hand with what I said earlier about the time and the management of time. Another problem we see a lot of time especially with local business owners, is we tend to make things too complicated. We tend to be perfectionists. I know you're a perfectionist, Candice, right? But you're working on it, and I really love that. But one thing I want to say, there's kind of three types of work that we do. There is, number one, there is hard work, really hustling, bustling, like sweat and tear kind of work. Which is really hard. But the work, I'm not going to go into detail here, but the work that we really want to focus on is framework. It's a different kind of work, playing with words just a little bit. But a good framework enables you to do so many things so much easier and faster. So my final tip in this case is really about keeping focused and having the right framework in place in the first place. And I'm going to give you an example because we've got a couple of minutes left. I'm going to go back to that example with somebody who had a chance to invest into advertisement. Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, and I'm going to give you an example that is kind of more like from the real world. So it's been a while since I've been in the dating world, but you kind of get along with it, I think. Just roll with me on this. Can you promise?
Okay, I promise.
Okay, so let's just imagine you're in a bar, right? People go in bars these days. I don't know, but yes, I think so. And let's just say you talk to somebody, and let's say you talk to somebody about what you do. You kind of get to know each other. You like each other. This is the same thing that's happening on the social in the social world when you putting out an advertisement. And let's say your ad has the purpose to get the click to go to the landing page. Now, going back to that example with the bar, you're talking to somebody. You're at that point where you exchange phone numbers. So think about that. In the ad world, in the marketing world, somebody clicked on your ad. Somebody ended up on the landing page. They gave you, for them, really important personal information, like your name, your email, maybe your phone number, maybe some other personal data, really important for them. What most people do on the next page, which is called the thank you page, a lot of folks say what?
Oh, thank you. That's
Thank
it.
you. Thank you. That's it. So thank you, and then they're going to go away. So going back to the example with the bar. So you're in the bar. You're meeting somebody that you like. You chat. You start a conversation. You chit chat about everything and anything. You maybe have a drink or two. You're at that point where you hand over the business card or your phone number, not a business card, your phone number. And imagine the other person would just take this phone number and say, thank you, and then they're going to go away. That's weird, right? Nobody's doing these kind of things. But if you translate that into the digital world, what a lot of people do is really exactly the same thing. This person came from the ad, it read the ad, it clicked on the ad, it went to the landing page, filled out all the personal, relevant, important for them, important information on that page, hit the submit button. They went to the thank you page, and you say, all right, thank you, here it is.
Thank you.
That's
And
not a
welcome.
good thing, right? We can do better with that, right?
So what are some things business owners should put on that page? Because like maybe somebody's tuning in right now and they're thinking, well, I said thank you. Like, what else do I need to say?
That's a good one though. Yes, you want to say thank you. So as some kind of acknowledgement, you want to do that. No question about that. But if you think about it like this, there are people out there who need your help right now. So they searched for something on Google. They found an advertisement for you, or if your website ranks really good, they found you there. They studied a little bit over there, and they decided, all right, I'm interested, Candice, the stuff that you have is really, really good. I'm interested. Here's my details. Please call me. Please email me. Please do whatever. If you just say thank you on the next page, this person might not get the help that he or she needed, because maybe this person wants to have help right away, like this very moment. There's a certain percentage of people out there who need help right away, and then there's a certain percentage of people out there who need help maybe, let's say, in 30 days, in 60, in 90 days, somewhere in the future. And the one thing you want to make clear on that thank you page is that you have something, that you can offer something to the people who are ready to take an action right now. And you want to make them an offer. And that offer can be as simple as, hey, somebody will reach out for you in the next 48 hours. You can say that. If you want quick help right away, call this number and I'm going to connect you right away. That could be something. If you're selling something on that page just for a low entry price, you can do that. Hey, if you want to share that, I'm going to give you a free coffee. Or come up with something that keeps the relationship going, and make them an offer of some kind. And then you can say thank you.
Yes, I love it. I love it. Now, before we take off, if you are tuning into this live stream and you love it, please comment loving it down below, because it helps the algorithms ensure that our content gets pushed out to more people who might love it. And it really helps me out too. But that is a wrap for this week, folks. And before we head off, Patrick, can you please give us one final recap of all of the 3 tips that you talked about today?
100%. Very easy. First, you want to be very clear what it is that you want people to do on that particular page. If it's a showcase page, you want to showcase your products. If it's a lead capture page, you want to have it designed and optimized to just capture that. No fancy top menu navigation stuff and all that. Nothing of that. Very simple. Here's what you're going to get. Here's what it's going to do for you. And here's what I want you to do next. So very simple framework, right? Another framework that we're going to share. Here's what it is. Here's what it's going to do for you, and here's how you can get it, is basically what I'm saying. The next thing is really, you want to have that designed professionally. If you need help with that, go to biziq.design. We're going to help you design one of these pages. We're going to overhaul one of the pages that you already have, and it's going to be beautiful, because this is how we're going to help you grow your company like crazy. And final thing is really see the bigger picture. Have the entire journey in mind, reverse engineer it from the end. So design or come up with an idea of your thank you page first, then what's the offer, and then all the ads and all the other stuff that you want to do at the very top of funnel is what we call it in marketing terms. It's like top of funnel, okay? To get them in. Get them in to raise their hand. Hey, I'm interested in your stuff. Think baby steps, and you'll be golden.
Yes, I love it. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you most importantly to everybody tuning in. I hope you guys have a fabulous weekend and I will see you next Thursday. Bye, guys.
Cool. Thank you.